Okay, so this next room is the great room, which I staged as a dining room and a family room. So in here, I have this large wall of windows. So I used EMT conduit to make the curtain rods, and it's just EMT conduit that I spray painted, and then I used L brackets, and then the EMT conduit fasteners for the holders. And then you can see there I just used a bolt and a nut to secure the L bracket to the conduit holder. So I just staged this as a 3-person table because I didn't want to block the visual from coming from the kitchen. It's always best to set the table for staging and do a nice centerpiece. And then over here, just another window. And oops, I can't see it's a little dark. I can't see the tree. There's a little fake tree there. The end tables I got for free from a move out. I can't remember what this table is called. A couch, behind the couch table. I don't remember what it's called. I got for free from my sister. I got that candle holder I already had and the metal bin. And then in here I just added some blankets to put in the basket just to add a little bit of visual interest. I added some different pillows just to add a little color to this room. And then we added these cute little burlap mats that my sister just happened to have, and they're great because they kind of tie everything together. I always wanted to do like a large entertainment center on this wall, just never did. I use these wine crates upside down in the plant to hide the cords that were behind and the outlet that were behind there for the TV. And then I have a nice moose photo there. In this room, what I had to do to get ready for staging was just redo all of the paint lines. There was paint on the ceiling from where I painted it before, and I just didn't do a very good job. So one trick I had learned a long time ago is to tape it and then caulk it, and then let it dry. And then when you remove the tape, you have this perfect line, which I just think it turned out really well. In here, in this room, I repainted all of the wainscoting. You can kind of see that there. It really needed a touch up, so I repainted all of that. And then I redid all the paint, the brown paint on this wall too, because there was some holes. I repainted this wood box and the cover, because the cover was white and heavily damaged, so I sanded it down as much as I could. On the fireplace, I just cleaned all of this is the wood burning stove wall. I cleaned all the brick and the mantles. Just left it a very simple for decorating. You can see all I did was put the live, laugh, love signs there and just kept it very plain. That way the rocks, the mantle, and the wood burning stove become the visual. It kind of draws your eyes to that and shows that off rather than being distracted by a lot of stuff on the mantles. The baskets I had full of, the one on the right I had full of logs, and then the one on the left I had a bunch of kindling in, and it looked really great. So we added the ceiling fan, which was my intention the entire time I lived here, and just of course didn't get to it until it was time to sell. I already had gotten the fan for free from a client who had all their fans replaced. It was white with brass. So I just spray painted everything black and then painted the blades to match the same color as the wall. And I think it turned out really nice. And here we had some issues with the tile. All of these tiles here were broken. Oh, shoot. Let me close these blinds real quick. So you can tell where the grout is a different color, is where we replaced all those tiles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles that we had to replace. Fortunately, there were some extra tiles in the barn. So what had happened was that the foundation was a little bit higher in this mud room, and it caused cracking. And so I had to remove all of those 12 by 12 tiles. I have a friend who helped me on the house, and he was a farrier, so he had a grinder. So we got a masonry blade, grinded down the high spots, then applied the tiles, and then regrouted. And then you can kind of see that white line along here. All of those, the grout in there had been all cracked, and because the tiles were higher, redoing the grout, I just kind of angled it to make it so you don't like trip or anything. I also had over here I had some cracked tiles here. This one was cracked. This one had come up. So I just put this one back down, and then I regrouted all this, put a new tile there, and regrouted all of this. Now we did have a chip in the tile here, so all I did was grout that and then add it painted, and it did turn out a little bit darker, but at least kind of makes it not so obvious. Kind of the same thing happened over here. You can kind of see it there. There was a bunch of cracking, but they were very fine cracks, so I just filled them with grout, sandless grout, and then my friend is my oil painter and artist, so she just painted over them, and it just wasn't meant to hide it, but just to make it not so obvious, so that it really stands out. And it's pretty much hidden from the table. You can see it's not real visible. So anyway, that's this room. I really liked how it turned out. Pardon all the mess there. That goes into the mud room. I'm selling a bunch of stuff, getting ready to move. But anyway, that's it. Oh, another thing I did was add the smoke detector, which I had been meaning to do since I moved in. Also, there was this line here of a crack, just a very small crack from the drywall mud. I caulked it and then repainted it, and I got the same paint, but it was a little bit lighter, and you would think that over time the paint would be darker, but it wasn't. It was lighter. But oh well, it's not super noticeable. I also had to replace a couple bulbs. The inspector, before he came, told me it was really important to replace the bulbs, because if they, even if a bulb is burnt out, they consider that the outlet itself doesn't work. So that was good advice. So I replaced the bulbs in there. Anyway, that's it.